to talk about here behind enemy lines. A couple things close to home, a couple things overseas, and you'd be forgiven if a couple of you fall asleep in the middle of this. I mean, if Congress is any indication. This show is going to go faster than David Hogg's term as DNC vice chair, pal.
Can we start there? Because that's in my little stack of stuff here. I was hoping you'd bring that up.
Oh, I'm bringing it up. I don't really have any clips for it, but I'm certainly going to bring it up. By the way, before we get to talking here, I just want to remind everybody that this is a show put on for you, and hopefully one day will be funded by you. So if you are out there, you're watching, you like what we're doing, give us a little bit of a super chat here. We'll be glad to talk to you either way. Let us know you're out there and have some fun with us. There's a whole bunch of things scrolling on the bottom and ways that you can support the show.
This guy is a grifter.
Now we're ready to go, Galloway. Tell me about your feelings on this whole David Hogg thing. For those of you who don't know what happened, and we've covered him on previous shows. David Hogg in February was elected one of the 3 at-large vice chairs for the DNC. Then there was a complaint made by a Native American lawyer saying that the DNC did not follow their own processes for DEI, and the Credentials Committee decided that, yeah, she's right. So that they kicked David Hogg out, and I think they're going to redo the election. But the main reason they kicked David Hogg out is because David Hogg has said that he intends to go after incumbent Democrats and primary some of the more ineffective ones. And other Democrats have taken exception to this, including the current DNC chair, including Hakeem Jeffries, and including James Carville. We covered that all on the show previously. And now for the latest on Hogg Watch, here's Ross Galloway.
This is one of my favorite topics right now because the only clip I wish we did have, maybe you could insert it post-show, is when the DNC was actually explaining the mechanism for how they were going to vote. They basically had to have like one non-binary, one male, one female, one transgender, a person of color, a waiter, a Mexican waiter with one leg. Like they had to there was very set like standards of who they can vote for, and somehow David Hogg won.
Our rules specify that when we have a gender non-binary candidate or officer, the non-binary individual is counted as neither male nor female, and the remaining 6 offices must be gender balanced. With the results of the previous 4 elections, our elected officers are currently 2 male and 2 female. In order to be gender balanced, we must elect 1 male, 1 female, and 1 person of any gender. So again, this is what we have to do for this vice chair race. We have to elect 1 male, 1 female, and 1 person of any gender. To ensure our process accounts for male, female, and non-binary candidates, we conferred with our RBC co-chair, our LGBT caucus co-chair, and others to ensure that the process is inclusive and meets the gender balance requirements in our rules. To do this, our process will be slightly different than the one outlined to you earlier this week. But I hope you will see that in practice it is simple and transparent. As we must elect a candidate of any gender as well as 1 male and 1 female vice chair, we will first ask members to elect a candidate of any gender on the first ballot. Any candidate, male, female, and non-binary, can be elected on that ballot. After a candidate is elected on the first ballot, we'll have 1 officer of the 3. So then we will know which position is filled of the 1 male, 1 female, and 1 vice chair of any gender. Our second ballot would also be for a candidate of any gender. Then our third ballot will be the third position that is remaining based on the two results. Either a male candidate if a candidate that is not male has not been elected, or a female candidate if a female has not been elected. Additionally, pursuant to our rules, our unsuccessful candidates for Vice Chair of Civic Engagement and Voter Participation will automatically be included as candidates for these Vice Chair positions, unless they indicated otherwise on their nominating statement.
Democracy.
Right? So now they're saying that they didn't follow their own process, and they may have to like revoke his chairmanship, his vice chairmanship. I guess the party that defends democracy couldn't get it right at their own convention, and they're going to have to knock off a duly elected vice chair of their own party. Here's the truth of the matter, Gene. It's just that the Democrats are actually racist, sexist, and homophobic, right? We've talked about this before. They have so many factions in their party. It's a very like loosely associated group of factions. The dirty secret is those factions all hate each other, right? The people of color who are non-binary don't like the transgenders, and the transgenders definitely hate the straight liberal white dudes, right? They all hate each other, and it's delicious to watch. But the dirty secret really is David Hogg is a white dude. He claims to be heterosexual. I don't know if that's true. I think he claims to be male. I think his preferred pronouns are he, his. I don't know if that's true either. But those people have no place in the Democratic Party, because even though most of the factions hate each other, all of the factions hate the straight white man. Goodbye, Chuck Schumer. Goodbye, David Hogg. Goodbye.
Our major strengths, if not our major strength, is our diversity.
This story is still sort of breaking a little bit. I want to put this up on the screen from Newsweek. And like I said, let me know if I'm lagging or not here, gang. We're going to share the screen. And this is an article from Newsweek. This is what I love about situations like this, when outside forces start stirring the you-know-what. Democrats may have impinged David Hogg's civil rights, according to Trump's top lawyer. This is fantastic. A Justice Department official has encouraged David Hogg to file a civil rights report after his election was challenged over the Democratic Party's gender parity rules. In February, Hogg, a gun control activist, became one of 3 vice chairs of the DNC. However, an unsuccessful candidate challenged the results, alleging that procedural errors in the vote disadvantaged female candidates. Harmeet Dillon, I love Harmeet, the assistant attorney general for civil rights at the DOJ, and a longtime ally of President Trump, encouraged Hogg to file a report about the incident. Quote, "If anyone knows David, let him know he can file a complaint here," she wrote on X. The message included a link to the Justice Department website where individuals could, quote, "get help for illegal discrimination resulting from DEI programs." I freaking love it.
That was an epic troll.
Bro, it's hysterical. I love it. Now, do you think he is like a weird dude who likes to stir the pot? Do you think he takes them up on this offer if they really try to remove him?
I don't know if he does or not. I'm looking for the tweet right now from Harmeet. But I mean, why wouldn't he take advantage of an opportunity like that? Unless he doesn't want to hurt the brand, right?
But look what the Democrats the brand. What's left of the brand? David Hogg is like a couple of weeks away from wearing a MAGA hat. It looks like the Democrats are just shedding their own. A guy like Trump, and let me just get serious for a minute. Like a guy like Trump, he's very pro Second Amendment, but he's very pro common sense, right? So, like David Hogg is insane with gun restrictions, the types of things that he wants. But Donald Trump's not against necessarily certain red flag type laws, and he catches a lot of flack from the NRA types with stuff like that. Our party truly is the big tent of ideas, not your identity, right? The Democrats, they're not the big tent party of ideas. They're just about your identity. What do you have between your legs? What don't you have there? What color is your skin? What zip code do you live in? What income do you have? Like they slice and dice their membership up. It's crazy.
Absolutely. So I found Harmeet's tweet here, and it comes along. She actually put in she linked to a video from Bill Maher talking to David Hogg. So I'm going to see if I can get that on here.
What is the deal on the woman who attacked you because you beat her at that job? Did you beat her fair and square? Was there any fire there?
There was.
You were able to hear all that?
Yep.
Okay, I'm putting it back a little bit. Here we go.
There any fire there?
There was the election that the DNC held, and I was the person that was one of the people that won one of the 3 positions that they had for the at-large vice.
So what was?
Hold on. So,
all right.
No, yeah,
not anymore.
So he
not
said
anymore.
He was one of the people that ran, and basically he's saying he got the most votes, so he won. That's not how your party works anymore, dude. You guys are the protectors of democracy, but the vote count rarely matters for you people. Your party is the party of keeping people off of ballots, kicking them off the ballot, trying to throw them in jail, suing them, and trying to bankrupt them. That's your party now, right? And now you're going to get eaten by your own, fuckhead.
Wait, hold on. Isn't this actually a return for that party? I mean, is his vote only worth 3/5 now? Is that how this works?
Okay, too far.
What about the white guy's vote being 3/5? Get your minds out of the gutter.
And Gene, don't hold on. Just to expand on that a little bit, so people know the full context here. He's referring to a clause in the Constitution, right, for apportionment purposes, where they counted enslaved African Americans as 3/5 for apportionment purposes, right? By the way, there was no Republican Party back then, but there was a Democrat Party throughout all of slavery in this country. So just little factoid there.
Like what you see so far? Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Also, leave us a comment and tell us what you're thinking. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another show. Funny how that works, right? Let's go back to former Vice Chair David Hogg here.
Oh, not to bore people, but to get into the bureaucracy of the DNC, we have a gender balance rule at the DNC because, of course, we do.
Did he just make a joke, like a DEI joke about the Democratic Party? Saying that this DEI rule is like, oh, of course we do. Like sarcastically? What was that?
It was a lunatic Democrat trying to be more normal, right? Because Bill Maher is like a more normal liberal. However, like if there was anybody with any sense on that panel, I'd be like, dude, your party has a gender requirement, but you can literally just go back to the DNC right now and say you identify as a woman, and they would have to accept that, right? That's the lunacy of the modern Democratic Party. He can claim right now that his pronouns are she, hers, and that he's a woman, and then he's good.
I just have to live my truth, Katrina.
Part of the claim, so not to bore people, but to get into the bureaucracy of the DNC, we have a gender balance rule at the DNC because, of course, we do.
Okay. See, right away.
By the way, the Republican Party does too. If the chair is a male, then the vice chair has to be a female.
Well, what's interesting is that.
Did you know that?
That's why I'm encouraging you to get that clip and put it in post-production of them explaining these rules. They couldn't even explain them.
Yeah. Mike Lola sort of finding commonality with Democrats on DEI. That's a weird flex, but we'll keep going.
That's even more progressive than our vision, which is that the chair doesn't count towards the gender balance rule that we have. Frankly, I don't even know if it makes sense for us to have the gender balance rule anymore in this day and age, because I want to focus on whoever's just best at the job.
Great.
At this point.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Dude, David Hogg found meritocracy.
Now that it's biting him, I think
but still,
he needs to be sacrificed. A white man like David Hogg needs to be sacrificed upon the altar of DEI for the greater good. Sorry, David. You made this bed. Now lie in it.
If you like that clip from our new show, Behind Enemy Lines, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any other shows, and tune in live every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time.